Hello guys, it's me, Greed here. Let's say there was a character in the game that was able to headshot you with their burst damage hit scan gun from 30 meters away and do 140 damage on a singular shot to the head from 30 meters away. Yet, Genji is only able to do 162 damage if he hits all of his projectiles on your head, meaning he needs to be at point blank. Meaning that the burst damage long range character is only doing 22 less damage than Genji. What if I also told you that that long range character was Ilari, a support hero, with a pylon that she does not need to do anything with outside of putting it in a spot where it's not accessible to the enemy team easily, meaning it's essentially a lifeweaver that you can just plop down and have essentially a 7th member of your team. Yet, she does 22 less damage than a DPS character, yet also has the benefits of being much longer range, much more consistent, and hit scan. What if I also told you that's not the most egregious example? What if I told you there was another character that was long range, burst damage, and hit scan, and hits you for 150 damage to the head, only 12 less damage than Genji, and yet they can also shoot you from 30 meters away? Well, that would be Ashe. Ashe is able to headshot you at 30 meters away for 150 damage. Now, what if I also said that a character in the game was able to output 92.05 damage per second? Right? Not a bad number. And there's another character in this game that's able to output 127.5 damage per second. You're thinking, wow, that's a pretty big difference. That's a pretty substantial gap. In fact, the first character outputs 92.05 damage per second without accounting for reloads. The other character puts out 109 damage per second if you are accounting for reloads. So even while the other hero is reloading, they still output more damage. What if I told you that first character was Genji and the second character was Baptiste, the character with a non-cooldown hypermobility ability that launches you into the air, getting you away from any short-range character in the game, and it also requires absolutely no thought process because it has no cooldown, meaning you don't actually have to use it intelligently, you can just use it whenever you want. It also comes with an immortality ability and a burst self-heal ability that AoE heals his entire team as well. He also comes with AoE burst healing on his right mouse button. Obviously, the second character is Baptiste, a support character that is not only able to output more damage per second than Genji, he's able to do it significantly easier, from an easier position, with less risk, better cooldowns, in some cases, even better mobility, because he doesn't need to commit an actual cooldown to getting away from certain things that Genji might, outside of wall climb. And yet, here we sit and say that, apparently speaking, that the devs actually think about the balance changes that they put in the game, or that they test any of the changes they put in the game. Now, obviously, you can put any character up to this level of scrutiny and realize that either Blizzard has favorites, like people thought they did, or they're just so incompetent they don't actually realize the problem with their game. Honestly, I don't believe they test anything at all, because I don't know how you can have it so that a Genji standing directly on top of you, point blank, is able to right-click you in the head with all 3 shurikens for 162 damage, and yet Ashe can casually throw a dynamite that she can shoot from across the map that will pop for 150 damage in a giant AoE explosion, thus dealing 150 damage to everyone within that AoE. That is 12 less damage than my point blank right mouse button with spread. Right? Do you see what I'm saying with this? The inconsistency in damage values in this game is unbelievable, right? But the bizarre part is, imagine a scenario where Genji did more damage, right? People would lose their fucking minds. They would lose it. Oh, this character's OP. Oh, he's so silly. He's brain dead. Oh, the Genji's dashing on top of me. I don't know what to do. Oh, this character's so dumb. But guys, it's completely fine when the Ashe can casually plink off literally more than half of your health bar in a single shot from 30 meters away with her hit scan gun, while she has an easier positional requirement than the majority of the heroes in the game, because all she has to do is stand at a slight aggressive off angle in LOS of her supports, and she can shoot people continuously with her hit scan gun. But it's okay she's able to output that little level of damage, but it's not okay when other characters are able to output that level of damage, such as Genji or other heroes, because that would be overpowered. Let's look at some other problematic heroes that Blizzard doesn't really feel like changing for some bizarre reason. What if I told you there was a character in the game that was able to headshot you with their hit scan gun for 180 damage from 40 meters away, and they also possessed hypermobility? You'd be like, that's fucking crazy, right? That's way too much damage. Nope, that's what Sojourn's been for the last couple of seasons now. Yet, we will sit here and genuinely sit and say with a straight face that characters like Tracer or Genji or even Sombra are the problems, and they're the overpowered characters, and oh, I get it. I completely understand. If they're annoying, totally understandable. They can be annoying to you, just in the same way that any character can be annoying to anyone, right? That's your opinion. But subjective reality is that there are hit scan characters in this game that are able to play at quite literally at the back of the map and are able to output more consistent, safer, borderline risk-free damage that is more effective, more potent, significantly higher burst, and it usually requires less resources because they don't require cooldowns to set up or to even output the damage themselves, right? Why is it that it's okay for a Sojourn to blow 180 damage off my health bar from 40 meters away, yet it isn't okay for me to dash onto a target and take away 162 damage of their health bar with all 3 of my shurikens hitting him in the head? It is somehow okay for you to blow up the majority of a health bar from 40 meters away, according to the Blizzard balance team, but it's not okay for Genji to have 30 ammo because that's too strong. Even though, like, if I go back and think over the last couple of days, how many times have I lost an engagement because I didn't have the other ammo? It's probably happening 2 or 3 times a game, probably, maybe even more. I have not yet had a single kill, a single one, where I thought I only killed him because of the projectile speed buff. It does not happen. People are clouded. Does the projectile change feel nice? Absolutely. It feels pretty good. I enjoy it. Is it better than having 6 more ammo? No. You must have lost your whole mind. Having 6 more ammo is way more powerful. It also fucks his character over because, well, if you poke someone down just to get engaged, like to get them on an HP where you're comfortable engaging on them, well, now you probably don't really have enough ammo to duel them if they're getting healed by a support or anything. So your only scenario to actually really kill anything on the character now is to either one-shot combo explode someone immediately, or poke them down while they're by themselves, and then dash on them and melee them for the 90 damage. So basically, you either have to get into an extremely niche scenario where someone is completely by themselves without any cooldowns to help themselves or get away or whatever, and for you to poke them down low enough for you to engage on top of them, or you explode someone with the one-shot combo, right? Which does 2 more damage than is required to kill a 250 HP target. So if they receive a single tick of healing from any healing ability in the entire game, they survive the combo, which is really cool. However, it's okay for the burst damage hit scan character to hit you for 150 damage from 30 meters away, because Ashe is fine. It's also okay she's able to output her 150 damage AoE explosion that gives her a shitload of ult charge, and that's also completely fine. It's just, I don't get it. Either it's player inconsistency or it's balance inconsistency, and it's usually both. Because I get it if your argument is that I don't like it because I personally don't enjoy playing against it and it's annoying. That's totally fine. You don't have to enjoy playing against everything. However, you would assume that you would have some level of logical consistency, right? If you're not okay with a Genji outputting that much damage, why is it okay that Torp has 400 HP and armor? and moves faster than you, and is much easier, and his cooldowns are easier to use, and his projectiles are massive, and they do more damage. Why is that okay? Why is it not okay for Genji, a much higher skill, much riskier character, to be able to kill you, but it's totally fine that Torb can run around with 400 HP, or a Sojourn can hit you for 180 damage from across the map, 40 meters away, or an Ashe can hit you for 150 damage from across the mirror, or from 30 meters away, right? Or how it is okay for McCree to just hinder you and blow you up with Fan the Hammer. Why are those things okay, but Genji isn't, right? Why is Genji always the center of people's complaints in this game, and not the shit that's actually problematic? Because at least when Genji kills you, it required some level of skill. Because I don't think I've ever been Fan the Hammered and thought, yeah, man, he outplayed me. Or I've been blown up by Sojourn and go, yeah, that was interactive or fun. I don't know. The inconsistency is annoying. And that's what I talked about. I love you all. Have a good day. I hate Blizzard. Actually, I love Blizzard. I love Blizzard very much. I disagree with their balanced direction, and I hope it improves. I love you all. Have a good day. Goodbye. Praise the Lord. Goodbye. Goodbye.